What up, guys? God Squad here, and today will be an NFL playoff predictions. Now, 4 months ago, I made a video about predicting the entire season. And boy, this season was wild. It was probably one of the best seasons I've watched in a long time. Anyway, before we get started with the playoff predictions, I want to let you know what teams are in the playoffs this year. And I will tell you from predicting the season into how they made the playoffs, or did I think they're going to make the playoffs or not. So let's get started. We'll start with number 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in both AFC and NFC. So here we go, number 7 for the AFC. The Pittsburgh Steelers almost didn't make it because of almost a tie on Sunday Night Football. That was really crazy, though. But they're there, nevertheless. Ben Roethlisberger is thinking about getting this the last hurrah with the Steelers. It's a possible last hurrah. Another thing, T.J. Watt's got the most sacks probably this season, to be honest. I think he's got one of the most. It's tied for sure. Other than that, they made it. I don't know how far they're going to go, but they play the Chiefs. We'll see what happens. Here is number 7 in the NFC. Yet another team from Pennsylvania, also number 7 seed. We had the Philadelphia Eagles. They shocked me making the playoffs. I thought they'll be a terrible team. But Jalen Hurts is not a joke this year. This team might make it. Let's see if we can make it to the divisional round. Who do we play? Tampa. Oof. Alright, here we go. Number 6 in the AFC. I figured they make the playoffs, especially with the good coaching staff. They got a nice new rookie in Mac Jones to make the playoffs. So it's going to be spectacular in this one. Here we go, number 6 in the NFC. The 49ers. I knew it would be one of the 3 teams in the NFC West to make it in. Spoiler alert, there's 2 more coming up. And yes, I believe the 49ers are going to make it. Honestly, I think I was going to say the divisional winner, though. But there has been a few injuries because of it. But nevertheless, they made the wild card, so they got the 6th seed. And that's really about it. Here is number 5 in the AFC. This one shocked me because the Raiders, the last few years before this year, they were so close, but then they choked it away. This year they deserve it. They beat the Chargers, and they went through so much this season. They lost the head coach, terrible head coach. They lost a few players due to drunk driving or violations of some sort. John Madden, the head coach, not the current head coach, but the past one. One of the biggest legends of all time. So I think the Raiders do deserve to make the playoffs this year. They earned it. Here we go with number 5 in the NFC. To be honest, I didn't think the Cardinals were going to make it, but they did. They were supposed to be number 1 seed, to be honest. They started off 7-0 and literally lost 6 of the last 10, which is bogus. So, the 5th seed, not bad. Here we go, number 4 in the AFC. Out of all the teams in the playoffs, this one shocked me the most. The Bengals made it. Man, they got some good young players out there. So, honestly, this one really did shock me the most. I hope they win a playoff game, to be honest, although they play the Raiders, who also haven't won a playoff game in a while. The Bengals haven't won a playoff game since, I believe, 1990. So, that's going to be really good for them, to be honest with you. Here we go, number 4 in the NFC. Of course the Rams made it, but this time they're the 4th seed instead of, I believe, they were the 6th seed last year. The Rams do deserve it, to be honest. I hope they get their offense together, and if they do, and if their defense is one of the best too, they can go a long way, possibly to the Super Bowl. Here we go with number 3 in the AFC. The Bills even got one of the best offenses and defenses in the league. They're now the number 3 seed in the AFC. So, I think they'll make it up to the AFC Championship game. It's really possible. Probably a division round at the very least, though. We'll see what happens. Here we go with number 3 in the NFC. How about them Cowboys? Yeah, I figured they'll make it this year. I really did. I thought they'll be number 1 in the NFC East. Even though it's a pretty weak division, but at least it's not as weak this year, so that's good. The Cowboys did well. They got a well-deserved victory. Especially good offense, surprisingly good defense too. Here we go with number 2 in the AFC. I think they'll no doubt make the AFC Championship. Will they win it to go to the Super Bowl again for the 3rd straight year? Well, I'm not sure. I'm making a good prediction later on, though, so maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Here we go with number 2 in the NFC. I bet you this team will make the Super Bowl, possibly win it. No doubt about it. Other than that, here we go with number 1 in the AFC, and then the number 1 in the NFC. But before we get to those, they have a bye week in the wild card. So they won't play this week, but they'll play next week for sure. I know that. Here we go with number 1 in the AFC. If Derrick Henry comes back within a divisional round, I think they'll make the Super Bowl. Honestly, they have one of the best offenses. They actually have a pretty good defense too. And honestly, they got a good shot at the Super Bowl, to be honest with you. Here we go with number 1 in the NFC. Boo! Watch them lose the NFC Championship game, to be honest with you. Other than that, they got a really solid team, to be honest with you. But here we go with the playoffs. Here we go with the predictions. Here's how it's going to go. We'll start with the wild card predictions. And then we'll do the divisional round. And then we'll do the AFC and NFC Championship. And then we'll do the Super Bowl. Now, I will predict who's going to win. And believe it or not, I'm going to predict the score too. I'll definitely get the score wrong, but you know what? Screw it. I'm going to do it anyway. I've gotten scores correct before. Very rare though, but I've done it. We'll start with the first game. This will be a pretty close game with neither team making the playoffs in like probably 5 years. None of them have even won a playoff game in so long. So this is going to be a very close one. One of them gets to win. But to be honest, I'm going to go with the Bengals on this one. 31-28 will be the score. This will be a close divisional game. To be honest with you, it's going to be a lot to say on that one. I think this is going to be a tough decision to know what the score is nor who's going to win, because either team can win. They both have good defenses. It could be a defensive showdown. So, honestly, to be fairly honest, I think I might have to go with the Patriots on this one here. 21-17 will be the score. And all because the Patriots have a lot more playoff experience. the Buccaneers could dominate, to be honest with you, but don't sleep on the Eagles. They were looking pretty good this year. So, I don't know. I don't got much to say, though. They both have good, pretty decent defenses. They both have really good offenses, too. But I'm going to go with the Buccaneers on this one, of course. I'm going to go with the score of 28-21. This one will be a close one, offensive and defensive. They both are just great teams, but to be honest, I think the 49ers, they're going to pull it off this one because they slightly have more experience in the playoffs than the Cowboys. Cowboys haven't won a playoff game in years, just to let you know. They probably could do it, though, but I think the 49ers are going to pull it off. Let's see what the final score I'm going to do. I'm going to go with 28-21. 49ers win. Last time they played against each other, it was a blowout. The Chiefs won in the blowout, but in the playoffs, I don't think this is going to be a blowout this time. I think it'll be much closer than that. But honestly, due to how good the Chiefs is and the Steelers, the Chiefs are going to win, to be honest with you. I'm going to go with 28-20 for the final score. Last but certainly not least, we have the Cardinals versus the Rams. I think this would be a great game, especially in the division. The only thing is, though, this is going to be pretty close. It's going to probably be a defensive showdown, to be honest with you. Well, I think the Cardinals' defense is slightly better because the Rams' defense, they always pull turnovers. And Stafford barely has any playoff experience, has never won a playoff game either, so it'll be interesting if they won. But to be honest, in this close matchup, I think the Cardinals are going to pull it off with a win. The final score will be 27-24. Okay, this Patriots, like I said, they got a good shot. They do have playoff experience, but or do you think they're going to pull it off against the Titans? To be honest, I don't think so. Even though the Patriots, I think, beat them during the regular season, I think, this year. But I think the Titans are going to pull it off. It's at the Titans, and there's going to be a final score here. 35-13, Titans win. I think this will be an extremely close game. They both have good offenses and stuff. But to be honest with you, I think the Packers are going to pull it off. I think the final score is going to be 33-27. The Bengals pulled a stunning victory over the Chiefs a few weeks ago. But it's going to be at the Chiefs this time, so I think the Chiefs are actually going to win this one, but the score is going to be close. I'm going to go with 28-21. This really could go either way, but you just can't doubt on the GOAT from the Buccaneers, so to be honest, yeah, the Buccaneers are probably going to beat them. And it's probably going to be like a 2-score game, to be honest with you. I'm going to go with 37-28. Buccaneers win. All right, we'll start with the AFC round. Chiefs versus Titans. This will be a close game. No doubt about it. They both got some of the greatest offenses. I think the Titans have a slightly better defense, though. Other than that, it's going to be a great game. So, who do I think is going to win? The Titans are going to win. It's going to be a score of 30-28. This will also be close, too. One of the greatest games. This is going to be the second year in a row where these two meet in the NFC Championship round. And yes, I think the Buccaneers are going to win it again. The Packers lose in the NFC Championship game for like the third, fourth year in a row. with the final score. Buccaneers win 34-28. Here we go with the Super Bowl. The Buccaneers versus the Titans is probably going to be this year's Super Bowl. I can really see that happening. If Derrick Henry's back from the Titans, it's definitely happening. And Brady's the GOAT. We all know that, too. So, here we go with the final score. This is going to be a great guess here. The Buccaneers win it all again. Yes, I think the Bucs are going to do it again. It's going to be a final score for this one of 34-28. And, yep, that's my complete prediction. So, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and share. And if you are new here, please subscribe and push the bell icon to see more videos. TikTok and Twitter will be in the description below. Thank you for watching.